Hey, what's up, guys? James Hurst here with the Marketing Show. And as you know, like AI bots, conversational bots, booking bots right now is a huge craze. Can those after hours bots, are the bots even better than your live humans? You know, your tech support type people standing behind the scenes, they may be brand new. These bots have a huge, history of a knowledge base. They can know your systems and processes better than, some trained humans. This is a huge, huge space right now, 2023, 2024. I've been following it. There's the HighLevel conversational AI. There's some other competitors out there. You can connect in with Chat GPT, right, as well. From what I've been following, though, CloseBot, Bryce DeCora with CloseBot has got something that seems to be leading the pack. And I've been following, but now I'm like, I'm going to get a deep dive. I want you to tune in with me as well and see why I think this is one of the front runners. But that being said, I haven't used this yet. I haven't installed it and run it through its paces like a software engineer, entrepreneur would. So this is me, and I also just invited Matt as well to jump on, because why not? And this Bryce is going to give us the tour, and I'm sure he'll tell you how to get in touch with him and probably be a free trial and different things. But this is the bot that has got my attention because of some of the smart things that Bryce is doing. And I want you guys to see that. So Bryce, welcome to the Marketing Show, and we can just relax, just be us, just hanging out. But the floor is yours, and to however you want to use the time.
Thanks, James. Yeah, of course. Well, I'm going to start with going into the dashboard just a tiny bit. And
Okay.
here we'll see the first glimpse at what makes this different. I can click any bot-generated message, and usually when AI determines a response, you send it a package of information, a prompt, and it returns a response. That prompt includes all the goals, how you want it to respond, about your business, all that. Now, you see all these different tabs up here. Those are all of the different prompts we're sending to AI to generate the response for a single message.
Wow.
So the first is to determine the level of aggression. Then we check based on the goal that we're on. Has the goal been accomplished? If it has, we're parsing information out to update the GoHighLevel CRM field that it's mapped to. Then if we have a knowledge store, so if we've scraped a website or uploaded documents or a text snippet, it builds information that we need to search the knowledge store for.
What can that be a huge? I mean, can that be video transcript? How much? I mean, gigabytes worth of knowledge base that it can have in there to?
You can upload whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's just, it should be potent with answers though. The more nonsense you upload that's just text without answers, the more likely it is to pull in answers that are irrelevant.
Okay. And what about is it as it's been chatting over the last month? Is it kind of building its own thing from previous chats?
It's not, and we do that on purpose.
Okay.
AI doesn't learn well from itself.
Okay.
You have other systems that allow you to have the AI learn by itself, but you'll see that if your prompting is bad and it's learning by itself, it slowly drifts into oblivion.
I've noticed that.
Yeah. So it's building its summary of what it needs from the library, pulling in any relevant information to add that. All that stuff that it did, it's now building the prompt that gets sent to AI. So this is something that has all been dynamically generated based off those previous steps. You'll notice it's quite small. And that's the name of the game. Smallest prompt wins. Not only does it save you money, but it keeps your AI focused. And then finally, it sends its message based on all that information. Now, this was on an appointment booking stage, so it also pulled in available times for our booking, the GoHighLevel time zone. You can book according to time zones. All that got put together for the perfect response.
Let's just get this out of the way, because HighLevel, right? Obviously we're all big fans of it. They have theirs coming out, but it just seems like it's not quite there yet. I mean, let's just be frank. Are they gonna get there?
Well, the thing is, there is always changing. So I was ahead of the game because I have a background in working with AI. I knew what it was going to be good at and not good at. So I built from objectives right away. GoHighLevel with everyone else did the one big prompt method, and now they're starting to adopt objectives. But that target's moving, and we have our version 2 coming out late this summer that's going to do some other stuff that I get in with you.
Objectives could be like the purpose of this chat is to book an appointment, right?
Well,
or what?
I should have specified dynamically changing the prompt based on which objective the AI is on.
But could one of the objectives be I want to book an appointment, or I want to answer an FAQ, or what are some common objectives? Or I want to provide tech support. I want to, make a sale. What if I could actually have a conversation and here's the link to go buy that thing?
Yeah, right? Let's go into it. Let's go to my testing bot.
And you sounds like you've got you're processing hundreds of thousands of live, this is out there in the wild working, right?
Right. It's like 4 million words of prompting a day that this processes.
Yeah, so you've put it through its paces, and you've been doing this for how long now?
It started being built in October 2022, pretty much right when the news dropped about this stuff.
Yeah.
And it had its first real conversation in January of 2023.
Nice.
So it's been quite a while.
Yeah. For this space, yeah.
So this is a look at what the objective builder looks like. This is a real estate bot. We have a main prompt area where and we try to get away from prompting. People don't understand prompting very well. So we just have fields that you fill out.
Yeah.
You can tell it why the conversation's happening, anything about the business that it may need to know, and some guidance on how to respond, how to craft its response. And you can give it a voice too. Like we could have it do it in the Darth Vader relaxed voice, whatever that is. But the important part is the objectives.
So this works with not just text, but voice as well?
This does not work with voice. Voice meaning the tone behind the.
Oh, okay.
So if it was Yoda, he would be switching his
cadence and whatnot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the bot's going to work from priority 1 to priority 5 in that order. It's always going to get addressed first. It'll conversationally, here, I won't click into them yet. It would conversationally get your address. It's going to stay there until it gets your address. It'll still be able to answer your questions, but it knows its objective is to get the address. Now, once it accomplishes that objective, it'll move on to priority 2. And since these are tied in priority, the AI will decide which one makes the most sense to go after next. So James, let's imagine this was having a conversation with you, and you said your address is 123 Main Street, and that you've probably seen it if you're a local because it's a pile of crap. Well, you've already mentioned something about the condition, so the AI would likely decide to do condition before determining your motivation. Once it gets these, it'll move on to conversational booking, to your calendar, and then price. Now see how these have numbers?
Yeah. Relative?
I've set a retry limit on these to say, when you're working on condition, only try up to 3 times. If for whatever reason the lead isn't giving you that information, or maybe you're confused, if it's been 3 times, move on to the next one, whether that be booking or motivation.
That way it's not going to cost you a lot.
Yeah, and that way they don't get frustrated. If it's something that's not like a really need to know thing, it's nice to have a retry limit in case it's being, in case the contact is saying unexpected things that it can't decipher. The cool thing about this is a lot of systems use a handoff to a different booking bot. This doesn't, which is nice because it can book conversationally and still have all the context about your business. So if they were to ask questions about the business while trying to book, it can still answer those questions while trying to book to your calendar. We can map different objectives to different fields that we wanted to update. So I could say, hey, when you get this objective, update the address field. Or when you get this objective done, if I had a motivation field in my CRM, I don't, but
Okay.
it would update that motivation.
How about with addresses, right? Are you just sticking the whole thing in there, or what about city, state, zip, all that? How do you solve for that?
Yeah, it'll parse out the details, and then if it's incomplete, it'll send it to Google to clean up the address. So it'll attempt that and then update the CRM with all the pieces of information.
Nice. So what if they said, 123 Main Street? Are you gonna, confirm? Are you gonna get them to confirm like the validated address, like with the city, and if you needed more, if you say what's the address and they give you just the street, are you gonna, look up the rest of it and get them to confirm?
We have said in this extra prompt area that it must include a street address with the city and or state.
Okay.
Yeah, because otherwise you're gonna give you some, I've got bogus addresses before.
So
Yeah.
if you
It won't verify, and then if it doesn't pass, it won't continue to ask. And that's because, so I used to work in real estate. There are a bunch of addresses that are legitimate addresses that the Google API just doesn't deal with.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So, and if they did give you like the city and state, would when it was all done, would the zip code be populated as well?
Right.
Because it went out and validated and brought it back, the whole thing.
Yep.
Okay.
Here, calendar is a special type of objective. When you select calendar, it gives you the ability to put in your calendar ID. Then it'll check availability on the calendar, conversationally book. Our conversational booking algorithm is something we're pretty proud of. It's a very complex problem to solve, and I think we've done the best job at solving it.
I had a booking bot. I had built an SMS chat bot with using Eliza, and I just, it was like, do you want to do 2, 3, 4, 5? It gave you like 8 slots. I just kind of was like, man, it doesn't seem that conversational. It should be like, hey, you prefer Tuesday or Wednesday, or you prefer morning or afternoon? Kind of these 2 choices, and it failed too much of the time. It wasn't production ready, but it was so close too. But so this is pretty good then. This is pretty solid.
Yeah, it is. It does really well. This is something that we turned on maybe 3 months ago, and last week it booked 300 conversational appointments. So
nice.
We're starting to adopt it and starting to trust it more.
And then that kicks off a appointment reminder sequence in HighLevel. I'm assuming, right? Or you should.
Yep. Links it to the contact, books the appointment, and you can trigger whatever else you want from there. Now, on an account level, you can upload documents, scrape websites, and then on a per bot level, you can assign those items to the bot. So you may have different clients with different bots, maybe 3 bots for the same client that you want to have access to the same info, but another bot that you don't want to have access to that info. So it's nice that they're on a per bot basis.
So Bryce, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
So I'm in insurance. And so I have people calling me about people texting me about, some of them are recruits, some of them are customer service, and then some of it is sales. Can it distinguish between all those different things?
What you'd probably want to do is have the first objective for your default bot to be to decide what that person's there for.
How can I help you today?
Exactly. Yeah. And then you can have that update a field. You can map that objective to a field to label sales, customer service, whatever. And then you can easily route to different bots that all share the same conversation knowledge to handle different objective flows.
What about the whole "are you a bot" thing? If it gets asked, or you're not trying? Do you have a preference on whether this is my AI bot, or I'm trying to be a live person behind the scenes, or I'm not gonna volunteer it.
Most people in the how to respond section instruct their AI not to divulge that it's an AI.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that where do you set that up again? Sorry, I didn't see that.
That's we have those 3 main fields.
Okay. Okay.
So we have 2 variables available. Lead underscore name, that pulls in the contact name, and then rep name is another one. You can make any variable available, so you can have it pull in any custom value, any custom field from your CRM as well to use in the training.
Hey, Bryce, why do you have it not tell them it's a bot? Because I've heard both ways. I mean, some people are like, oh yeah, you should tell them. Other people, no. I mean,
but you're giving us you give us
I know what you think, but what's your reasoning behind it?
I don't necessarily have a preference.
Yeah.
I tell people it's a bot when they interact with our AI system that we have tied to our ads, but it's just up to the customer and what they want.
You just let them configure it how they want. You don't take a stand on whether it's right or wrong. That's tough. Someone said this is our virtual assistant or something. Like it could be a human, but it's also virtual, so it could be a remote employee. I think if it's pressed, I don't know. Just tell them because there's also a liability, right? There's a liability of what this bot is saying on the behalf of your business. It's like someone driving off a bridge that doesn't exist on the Google Maps GPS, like, hey, your GPS told me there was a bridge here and then I just drove into the lake.
And legally, they are obligated to notify their customers that it is an AI. So
I would think so. It's if it's not legal or cracked down on now, it's gonna be coming, I'm guessing.
Yeah, exactly. Now
I'm sorry, I kind of want to see the high level conversation, like I want to see the back and forth and high level. You've showed a little bit of it, but
you can test here within our portal without even plugging it into a HighLevel. This is an easy way to test it, and it's free to run testing here in the local environment. But so this is going to be connected to our testing bot. This is our real estate bot. I mean, what do we want to say?
So you said it's real estate?
Yep. It's that bot.
How soon would my house sell? What can I get out of my house? I'm asking these questions right now because I'm thinking about selling my house. So I'm like, oh, these questions are very familiar.
So it's going to give us some readouts down here as well. It's working on address. It chose not to accomplish that goal. Notes about why it didn't accomplish the goal.
Well, it's not very clear question. It's like, how much money can I get when I sell my house?
Yeah, it did a pretty good job of kind of getting to your intent, right?
Yeah.
So why didn't it? Okay, you asked for the address. Oh, so it says. Okay. Okay. So then we're thinking it's going to try to get a little bit more information. It's going to get this one. It wants the street in that city, right?
Right.
Is that still can you scroll down a little bit? What's the goal? Because it didn't say. Oh, it's saying that okay. Currently it's but they have the full street address of the property. That's fair. That's fair, right? You can't.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair response.
I'm going to give it a real address.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give it partial.
And can we throw it a curveball right now too? Like just completely left field?
Sure.
Okay. What are we going to say? Who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Let's do that since that's kind of timely right now.
Mhm.
Okay, we already gave it to city. So,
Yeah,
but
it's confirming. How do you say that name?
Snohomish.
Where the heck are you? I've never heard of that place before.
Is that Washington?
it's in Washington. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard it.
Washington Native American names.
Names.
Sammamish, Snohomish, Skycomish. What are some other ones? Okay, so it accomplished that. We can click in here too and see it brought in the right zip code, brought in Washington. So it cleaned it up for us.
Okay. Oh, okay. So let's go throw this curveball. Who do you think will win the Super Bowl?
49ers are in there, right?
Yeah.
Wow. So is it going to try to placate, and get back on track? Is it going to... Okay, so is this the retry? Does this have a retry limit?
Right. This one has a retry limit. It looks like it's going on condition. That one had a retry limit of 3.
As an AI assistant.
So this is up to prompting then. If you want it to play along more,
Yeah.
you could tell it, we could tell it in the how to respond. Go with what they're talking about. Cater to what they seem interested in, that stuff. I just have given this one very much instruction. But
yeah, I mean,
I like this. This to me could be a good lead. But we'll keep going. Let's not. So
I think I understand how it works. I don't think if it lets you want to, but I think I understand the conversation part of it.
And because it's such a small final prompt that's sent to the AI, it's not as likely to get off on a tangent and go someplace you don't want it to go.
And does it have in its memory every previous? It kind of has the entire context of the whole chat, right? So, what if you said?
So, Bryce,
what if you said what address do you have on? What if you just ask it what is my address that you have? Is it going to be able to? Yeah, are we talking about? Is it that smart? Because that would have to reference its previous conversation, right?
Yep, and we hold up to a certain amount. And then if it passes that threshold, we have a summary of everything before that. Because you only want to send a certain amount of conversational context.
So Bryce, if I had like an existing list of customers and I import into my HighLevel, could I have this reach out to them instead of like doing a workflow? Could I have it do this instead?
Yeah, we have a lot of people using it for cold outreach. And we have a field that is like a replacement for your SMS action called bot override message, and it sends a message on the last communication channel. So if they reached out to you last on Messenger, it would be Messenger. Default is SMS. And it notifies your bot what was said too. That way, when they respond, it has better context. So yeah, you can do cold outreach and let it know the context of that first message, and then it just kicks in from there.
Is there any kind of, I guess at the very end, what's the handoff to the humans like? A kind of a summary. Hey, this is the transcript of our chat. Here's the key points. Obviously, an appointment booked is something that, kind of a summary, but how does that handoff look like?
Well, since we can update fields at every step of the way, you could trigger an email to send out when you have a certain update to a certain field, and that's when you decided you want to step in. Or we have a goals accomplished field that's included in our snapshot that check marks off goals as they're accomplished. And in our snapshot, it includes a message history field. So most people, what they do is when the final objective is complete, they take the message history, they take all the field data that is collected, and they send an email to the business owner saying, here are the data points we've collected. Here's a summary of the message conversation with the bot. Call this person.
So it's like a setter. It's like a setter.
Or just so you know, they're booked on your appointment. For this date.
What about like an e-commerce use case? Hey, I'm looking for such and such blue shirt. Could it reply with a link to a product that matches? That seems like it might be kind of tough to pull off, but
yeah, you can upload CSVs, and if you had the headers of product details, product link, when the message came in, it would see that they're looking for a blue shirt.
Wow.
It would search the CSV, search all the vectors, all the text for relevant info. It'd likely pull that in and add that to its final prompt, and then it would probably send that URL.
That's cool. But you don't have anybody really using that use case that you know of? It's more.
We do. We have a couple different people that are using it for like phone repair. So they have the costs and time frame for repairing different Apple devices.
Yeah.
In a CSV. Yeah.
Very cool. Wow. What an exciting space to be in.
Yeah. Yes.
What about handoff? You have your 9 to 5, you have people there, and then you want to switch it over to after hours to kind of, anybody doing that?
No one's doing that right now because when the bot is off, it's not collecting information. So if you did do a handoff, it's not going to know which information has already been collected from your day shift.
Okay, I'm just thinking. I'm thinking if I have a chat widget on my HighLevel website that during the day it's live chat and an employee is sitting there managing it, and then when they go home, we kind of flip the switch and say, all right, AI bot, you cover for us until we get back in the morning.
Yep.
For answering chat. You can do that. Okay.
Yep. You would set it up to trigger the bot within certain times.
Okay. Wow.
And so Bryce, it looks like I can include this in my white label SaaS that I'm releasing today, right?
Yeah, I guess we didn't go into the white label.
Yeah.
You can set up your own domain, site title, site description. You can make a bot that then people who join under your agency account start with that bot. So it can be a bot that you have pre-made for them. You can replace our snapshot link with yours. Even if you just wanted to take our snapshot link and remove all CloseBot references, you could do that. And then replace the favicon and logo and social share image. Once you do that, anyone who signs up under your URL will show up under here, and then you can change their account type, put limits on how many messages they're allowed to send. There's no billing through CloseBot, so you would just handle the billing through your other offer, through your GoHighLevel.
what can people expect to spend in AI credits? Because for those that don't know, right, you every time you ask OpenAI or a question, you have these usage, kind of a usage fee. It's not very expensive, but at high volumes, it could add up, right? Just like SMS and email.
Well, let's go into it. Most people that you guys would be working with are doing inbound leads. With an inbound lead, we're seeing that they engage about 4.75 messages per inbound lead. So let's say you have 50 leads in a week. That's times 4.75. And then on the standard and super plans, you can use your own OpenAI API key instead of buying our credits that are marked up.
Okay.
Your average cost for GPT-4 Turbo is going to be like 1.2 pennies per message.
Okay.
So that's $2.85 a week.
Oh, okay. So not really a concern for most.
Right.
But if you have a huge database and you're going to hit it up, and it could turn into a number. Cool.
So also Bryce, so I have my own GPT that I've created in ChatGPT-4 on like my particular sales process, and it's pretty good. Would I be able to link that into this?
Great question. And no. I'm supposed to write an article this weekend on why we haven't adopted the Assistance API, and this is getting into more tech stuff, but you guys seem like you've heard of some of this stuff. Adopting the Assistance API, which is what we need to do to tie into an assistance system that you make available, is really pigeonhole ourselves to only working with OpenAI in the future. You have to build your backend architecture in such a way that we would not be able to work with Anthropic or the Llama model or own models that we might develop. And I think to assume that OpenAI was the first and will be the last is not smart. So we're hedging our bets, and there's nothing we don't provide that the Assistance API would allow us to do. That just makes it easier to incorporate document uploads and stuff. You can iterate faster, but we already have that. So we're not missing anything by not having it, except we have the opportunity to be more flexible in the future.
Yeah, so we just have to train this one.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
And so what's the cost on this? You ready to get into that yet? I'm sorry.
Yeah, this runs. So if you just need a single bot, it's $64 a month, paid monthly. Let me go into here. So this is the annual, $39 a month, $99 a month, $199 a month. Paying monthly is considerably more expensive, and that's just because we want people to wait for our version 2 before they jump ship. So 64 a month, 197 a month, 397 a month for the monthly payment.
Help me understand the sub. How does this correlate with the sub accounts in HighLevel? Like if I'm an agency owner,
the 64 a month will allow you to plug into one sub account for now. Here in a couple weeks, that will allow you to make one bot that you could plug into unlimited sub accounts. So that's what we're working to. The standard would be 3 different trained bots that you can train. The super would be unlimited trained bots plus the ability to white label the CloseBot site.
Back to 197 a month. That's unlimited sub accounts. It's 3 bots in unlimited sub accounts.
Here in a couple weeks. Currently, you can do that. Currently, so we're in the process of switching over to the version 2 API for GoHighLevel.
Oh yeah, okay.
And so currently we can do the 197 for unlimited, 3 different bots. But when we switch over to the version 2 here next week, there will be about a 2-week time frame where it'll only works for 1 bot. And then we're going to go back to it working for unlimited again. So there will be a 2-week period where 3 bots means 3 sub accounts.
So why do we need multiple bots? That might be a dumb question, but like,
No, it's not a dumb question. Like if you want your leads from Facebook to be qualified differently from your cold outreach, if you're doing a reactivation campaign, you first need to know if they're interested. So that's a different objective structure. Or if you're
so
working with realtors and you have buyers and sellers.
so like the example I used before, where I've got people I'm recruiting, and I've got customer service, and then I've got sales. That's 3 different bots.
Yeah, you would almost have your first front desk person bot that decides where to route to. And that could also be your customer service bot, where if it updates to customer service, it just stays in that bot. But if it routes to sales, it's on the sales bot. Recruiting is a recruiting bot.
Can you do a handoff? Like you start out asking some questions. Okay, I'm interested, and it hands it off to another like a booking objective kind of thing.
Yep. And when you hand off to different bots within your CloseBot account, they all share the same knowledge of what goals were already accomplished and the conversation history.
Awesome.
So then if I included this in my white label, eventually every client that I had who would want this would pay the $397. Is that right?
Oh, this is your price. This
you
is
don't
your
get
price.
charged. You don't get charged anymore for having. You could have 1,000 accounts under you, and you would still pay the $397 if you had 1,000 different bots designed.
This is your price to us. Then what we do after that is separate.
Yeah.
Well, that's the way to go then. The $397 is this way to go.
Yeah. Sweet, dude.
It's pretty cool.
My only problem is I just don't like selling. I don't like to go up and I don't want to go sell. I like the tech. I think it's awesome. I just don't want to go knock the doors or call the plumbers up and say, "Hey, you need this." You know what I mean? But
yeah, this is a good way if you already have customers.
Yeah.
They're seeing all the news about AI.
Yeah.
And they're willing to pay for it. And you want something controllable. That's the thing too. If you release something and it's a different product that operates on the one big prompt, it's cool for a while until you start getting all of the support issues come in. Like, hey, my bot went off in this tangent.
Yeah.
It can deliver a pizza. I'm like, I'm a plumber. Why did this happen?
Yeah. And because like I tagged you in a post in the Facebook group. This guy had this kind of like how I built out this huge workflow, right? And it has all these loops, and it's like, listen, you don't want to be in the game of supporting a massive workflow like this. Mine was literally an SMS chatbot. I should show you sometime, because I would text them and I would wait for a reply, and I would get the address, and I would do update contact field. Like the whole thing was built out in HighLevel. Yeah, it was. And like the thing is, as I was coming out with it, AI came on the scene so fast. I was just like, I couldn't in good conscience like sell this because I would say, "Hey, what's your first name?" And they would say, "Just tell me the price." I would tell me the price and stuff that in the. This is not an easy problem to solve in an infinitely variable way of, I mean, it's not, but anyways, I lost my train of thought.
It's a hard problem.
Yeah. I mean, it's like we're automating human responses. How do you compare that to someone's salary? I mean, at $10 an hour, and training costs and HR costs, and it's just.
And scalability. Even if you get the person right, if you want to then dial it up, well, you can't right away because you have to hire and train someone else.
Yeah, hiring and training costs. So you can see why, yeah. I think the thing that gets me is like how quickly, like, high schoolers, right? Or, high schoolers and those kinds of front lines employees, how quickly does a bot actually do a better job than
which is exhilarating, because then we can train on higher level skills. They can learn more about AI. They can become the prompt engineers. They don't have to be the ones sitting in front of the screen. Even VAs don't like that job.
Yeah.
No one likes that job.
Right. Cool, man. How how are we doing on coverage? Did we cover a lot of the common topics? Did we miss anything? People.
Yeah.
What is your back? Can I ask what your back end infrastructure? Do you have like what's your support? Like when I have a problem, and can I ask how big your team is, and that kind of thing.
So for developers on V1, it's myself and then Max over here.
Hey, Max.
Hey,
nice work.
Thank you.
So we do support and we're building V1. We do have a team working on building version 2. And then I have an assistant and we have an operations person as well.
Okay. Do you like like Marketer's Toolkit and UpHex, right? You have these in your thing. It almost like you almost need like a implementation kind of consultant. Do you guys, or is this pretty self-service? Like what's your onboarding process look like? And do you find that people want more hand holding to get them up and running?
Yeah, most people want more hand holding. We do have a half-hour onboarding call. If you're paying monthly, it's a small group call with 3 other people on the call. If you're paying annually, you get as many one-on-one half-hour onboarding calls as you need, and Max does those.
Okay.
But then we have once a week office hours. We have the live chat support. We do weekly live build calls where I will build out the most complex GoHighLevel snapshot system I can think of using this product.
Yeah.
And we record that and then make the whole snapshot available so people can use those. And then every Friday we do just nerd talk where Max and I sit and talk about the lessons learned in being behind the scenes prompting for that week. So we have all these resources available that people can hop into. And then we have our supportive community and members that help in there.
Good for you.
So Bryce, if somebody wanted to sign up for this, how do they do that? How do they contact you?
You can go to CloseBot.AI. We have live demos available. You can hop on one of those, or you can hop in and it's free to make an account. You start with $1 in credits. So you can plug this into your GoHighLevel.
Can we do that right now? Can we do that right now?
You guys have to hop off.
You have to hop off. Okay.
Please do. Let me share a link.
So CloseBot.AI.
I have to get off too, but how would I? Because how could we use it for free? Because I just saw the prices and I didn't see anyone that was free.
Like a free trial?
Just make an account and it works until you run out of your $1 in credits that we start you off with.
Can I ask you, from the day I sign up to getting it installed, trained, is that going to take me an hour or 4 hours or 8 hours? What would you ballpark? Set aside a whole day to get this thing live, or what would you say?
Good question. It really depends on the person, but our setup video is 2 minutes. You can probably get it integrated and working on all conversation channels within 5 minutes.
Wow.
Now when we do our V2 integration, that's going to drop down to probably a 2-minute setup time.
Wow. Okay.
But if you want something custom where it moves across the pipeline when fields are updated and has a custom AI follow-up cadence, because this does AI follow-ups too, all this stuff, if you bring me in, I'm $200 an hour for builds, and I've never not been able to do a full build that someone wants in an hour.
Nice.
If you want to pay for the hour, that's a way to get it done in 1 hour. We sit together, I listen to what you want, and I build it and you watch. Or you can read through our documentation. People get set up in, I don't know, usually they're in our support for like a couple days, bantering around with Max and I, and then they figure it out, and then they're rolling.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Can you just go to CloseBot.AI real quick for us and just show us where you go? So CloseBot.AI, and then what? Sign up on the upper right.
Yep. Sign up. That'll get you an account that
Oh,
works.
sign up for free.
You don't have to put in your card information to get the trial to work. It works. And then when you run out of credits, you have to buy an account to buy more credits or put in your OpenAI key. And then we have our recorded demo here or schedule a demo call.
Sweet, man. Okay, well, it sounds like you need to go. I appreciate the time. Yeah, guys, there'll be a link in the description below if you want to give this a free trial. I think he blew our socks off. What do you think? What do you think, Matt? You impressed?
Yeah, I'm gonna jump on it and have all my people jump on it as well. Thank you, Bryce. Appreciate you.
Of course, if you guys do jump on just as VIPs, even if you do the monthly plan, contact support and I'll get you on a VIP onboarding schedule.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, man, I'll let you know when this episode goes live. Thanks so much. It's awesome to finally meet. So
yeah, of course. Thank you. It was an honor.
Okay. Talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed the show. Advice given is for educational purposes only and may not be applicable to your business. You should know that the Marketing Show receives compensation through its affiliate relationship for the products and services it recommends. Thank you for your support, and we hope to see you on the next episode of The Marketing Show.